everyone. This is Loretta Sernowski with the Bravo team and Remax Legacy. Welcome to another episode of Living in Rocky Point. Today we are talking about something specifically real estate related and something that you as a buyer and seller will have to experience, and that's home inspections. And we have a home inspector that has a lot of experience. We're going to ask lots of questions today. Please feel free to type in any questions that you may have. We have Robert Chester. Welcome, Robert, to the show.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm great. How could we not be great? The weather's so beautiful, right?
Absolutely. We live in paradise and
we work in paradise.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about yourself personally. How long have you been here? Where did you live before? What's your experience?
Well, I was born and raised in Phoenix. I got into the real estate market back in 1983. I specialized in apartment complexes for 38 years. Came down with cancer, decided that, I have my house down here in Mexico that I bought in 2005. And what better place to go and recuperate from cancer? Yeah. So in 2016, I had started inspections for you because a friend of mine had bought a condo down here, and the person he was dealing with was a little less truthful than they should have been. And $40,000 later, his condo was finally able to be lived in. So I thought, well, in the 38 years of doing apartment complexes, my clients always asked me to go out and be there during the structural engineer and the inspectors and whatnot. So I pretty much knew how to do it, to do inspections. Then also during that time, I was helping clients and friends that were having issues to flip houses from 2009 to 2017. So we did a little over 240 some houses during that period, and I did the inspection on all of those.
Okay. So
when I came down here and my buddy bought that place, we've got to change the standard down here. So what I did is I flew around to different cities and met with different software companies, settled on a company called Palm Tech out of Pennsylvania. I like the format. I came back here and started doing one inspection. 2016, started doing one inspection a week, and grown to about an average of 170 to 185 a year.
Wow. Now, I have a lot of people that when I tell them, this is the paperwork and we get a home inspection, it's just like in the States, because most people have a perception that it's just something sort of hokey, that it's like, not, it's in my experience, you guys are you're more thorough than the inspectors in the States or Canada.
Well, the program that I chose, if you put on there that it's acceptable, then you don't have to answer any more questions. But if you put on there that it's marginal or defective, it makes you take a picture, and then also, or it asks for a picture. And then also you have to put the reason that it's marginal or defective. And then it'll let you move on. And so when you're with a finished product, once you have the inspection finished, you get two different reports with my company. You get one report of the complete report, and then the second report is just marginal and defective. So a lot of brokers just have their clients circle what they want fixed by the seller, or want credit from the seller, and then they initial it. It saves the broker some time. I know they have to fill out, some other paperwork, but this helps save them a little bit of time.
So when you came from Phoenix, what did you have to adjust as far as being an inspector by a property that's by the water?
Well, I didn't change a whole lot. Because they have houses by the water over in California and Texas and Louisiana and Florida. So what I did is I curtailed my inspection program to work for Mexico. I do put in things in there like I use the U.S. codes, GFCIs near any water in the kitchen and bathrooms, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide testers, that type of thing. And so it's all done to the U.S. standards, which Mexico is moving that way. I've noticed it since I started the company back in 2016, that they're wanting more of the U.S. U.S. standards.
Expectations and standards. Yeah, of course. So for someone who's buying a property in Mexico, what's your advice when you say, why should I get an inspection?
Well, my advice is because typically when people are out looking for a home, they're not looking at the construction. They're not looking to see if there's termites. They're not looking to see if there's water leaks. They don't get up on the roofs in most cases. They're excited about buying a property here in Paradise. Mm-hmm. And so they don't get to see it all. So they need a third set of eyes that can go in there and tell them, this is what's wrong. Now, I've had some clients that said, well, I'm buying as is. And I explained to them, okay, so you're buying it with, what did you see? Well, I saw some wood that was bad, and I saw some paint and stuff. And I'll walk through it with them, just a real quick walkthrough, and say, okay, did you see this crack? Did you see this over here? Does all the water pressure work? Does the tank work? And they then figure out that it is very important to have an inspection, because then they're buying as is, but now they can budget for everything that needs to be taken care of.
Or they can still walk away if there's just too much work to do.
Exactly.
And should someone get a condo inspected? I always have people ask me that question.
Yes. As a matter of fact, there was I guess it was called a townhouse, or what we would consider a townhouse in the States, that it was brand new. The lady asked me to come over and start doing the inspection that day. Well, I got there and they were not finished installing her stove or anything. There was so much left. I said, why don't I come back on Monday, and that'll give him some time. Well, while I was there, the guy was purging the gas stove, not hooked up to the stove, and the whole house smelled like propane.
Wow.
So I went ahead and shut the power off. But as I was walking past the electrical switch in the bedroom, I felt this heat, and I mean extreme heat. So I touched it, and it was very hot. So we shut the power off. I told her she needs to get the builder out there, have the builder fix that, because there's definitely something wrong. That night, about 12:30, 1 o'clock, she woke up to a fire. Really? And I don't know how she didn't get electrocuted, because she ran over there with a glass of water and threw it on the fire.
That's and there's also things in condos, like they may have their own air conditioner and
exactly. And you need to check the air conditioners. You need to check. The first thing, give you a rundown how I do it. Okay, so if I'm doing a condo, I go in, I turn the air conditioning on, I turn all the lights on. That way I know which bulbs are out. I know if the air conditioning's, like if it's hot out, then I'll turn the air on. Then I'll go out and do the common area, go up on the roof, because then I know which air conditionings are running, and check that all out, come back down in the unit, and then start my inspection of the unit itself. All appliances get run, leaks get checked for, angle stops get checked. faucets, you name it, it's done. I also do to make sure that the hot water heater is within range. I test the hot water heater with a temperature gun. Once I get finished with that, then we flip it over to heat to make sure that the heat's working as good as the air conditioning. Take pictures of the coils up on the roof, and then everything like I say, everything's been run, and if it's noisy, that's marked down in the inspection report as well.
That's great. So, how many properties do you think you've inspected? Do you know?
Well, like I say, I do between 170, call it 170, 180 a year.
Wow.
And of course, the first couple of years was rough because there wasn't a whole lot of people that trusted inspections. But
Sure.
now it's starting to be more of a yes, we need to get it done.
So, what would you say is the top 3 issues that come up in property in Rocky Point?
I'm going to say the top 3 are reverse, hot, and neutral in the electrical. No GFCIs near the bathroom sinks or the kitchen sinks, and no smoke detectors.
So the reverse, you mean in that cold is hot and the hot's cold, like the taps?
Well, no. On electrical, the guys will get busy and they'll shove the white wire where the black wire is supposed to go, or they'll put the ground in sometimes in the neutral. And so they just need to have the receptacle pulled out, wires pulled and switched. It's a very simple, easy fix. As far as
that's not rectified, is it a fire hazard?
it could be.
Okay.
It could be.
And what was the second thing that you mentioned?
Do what?
The second thing? What was the second thing you mentioned?
Oh, GFCIs. Making sure you have GFCIs, because if let's say you're washing dishes and a pot, you have an electric crock pot or Instapot running, and for something happens and shorts out. If you got your hand in water, you reach over there without a GFCI, you could be electrocuted.
Okay. And smoke detectors, you said. Do you mean lack of them or just not working?
Don't have any.
Okay.
Or if you do have some, they're battery operated and the batteries are dead. I seriously think that the manufacturers of the smoke detectors have them set to go off at 2:30 in the morning when the battery is dead, because it's always 2:30 in the morning when the battery goes dead.
And that sound is so annoying. Oh my God.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't they have smoke detectors now that are not battery operated?
Well, they have the hardwire, but to run a hardwire, then you have to drill into the wall. You have to run it through the ceiling to get it to wherever you're going to put your doorbell. They do have one that's made by Kitty that you can buy from Home Depot, Lowe's. Has a 10-year battery. So I've had them here at my house personally for over 8 years. And I just had one that started beeping on me, and I just switched it out. Another nice thing about the Kitty, let's say you have a home. It's a 2-story home, and let's say there's 4 bedrooms downstairs that the kids stay in, and mom and dad have the master bedroom upstairs. You can buy a group of Kitty smoke detectors or carbon monoxide testers, either one if you need both, or if you want to buy the combination one. The nice thing about them is you can link them together. So if there's a fire in downstairs, the people in the master bedroom upstairs will also get the same alarm as they're getting downstairs.
Okay.
So, it's protection. And if we can save one life, then it's worth it. Right. One other thing that I was going to mention too is it's not only here in Mexico, it's in the States as well, but in every box of a stove, there's what they call an anti-tilt. And what that anti-tilt is for is if you have young ones, they're smart. They know they can pull the oven door down, stand on that, crawl up on the stove, and they get the cereal out of the second, the upper cabinets. Well, the problem is if they're too heavy and there's no anti-tilt on it, then the stove can tip forward and hurt whoever is, on it. Or let's say an older lady is baking cookies and she loses her balance and falls on the door. That's all she needs is to have 350-degree oven laying on top of her.
Right.
So that's basically the four that,
Okay. Let's talk about the salt air, the damage that it does, and more specifically, even beachfront property. How much more maintenance is that than a second or third row house? And what can you do to manage the damage from salt air?
The best thing I can tell you is if you're having issues with your roof, buy the best product out there. It costs a little more money, but you're going to work it a lot less. When I first moved down here, I was buying whatever I could just to get it by, not realizing how bad the salt was. After a while, I redid my roof, and as many people here have, with a lot better quality material, and it lasts a lot better. The one thing that you're going to get, and there's no way around it, is like your door handles. Anything that's metal is going to rust. So you have a lot of maintenance to take care of, as far as anything that's metal.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of people, what they do if they're going to be gone for a while to protect their door handles and whatnot is you spray them with WD-40 and you can wrap them with aluminum foil. And that'll keep the salt air from getting to them, and the WD-40 keeps it from rusting.
Is there anything you can put on the like wrought iron gates and that? I mean, obviously you can't coat that all in aluminum foil, but just to kind of keep the rust off it, or is it just an ongoing maintenance?
It's just an ongoing maintenance. Buy yourself a brush that goes on a drill bit, a drill, and that makes your life a lot simpler. Just go down through there and get as much of it off as you can. Now, I was told, and I just got some to try it, it's a military grade primer, and we'll see how good it works. I purposely did that and put it at a friend of mine's house that is right on the beach. And so far it's holding up, but it's not cheap.
So let's talk about the other side of your business. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. Well, after I retired and came down, well, I shouldn't say retired. After I came down here to live full time, I was doing the inspections while my son was on vacation because he was doing them for me while I was still in the States full time. And I walked into a unit and it was so bad that I couldn't stay in. There was mold so bad that it was just ridiculous. And so I went out, I bought a respirator, I went back in, I finished the inspection, found the issue to it. I don't know if you can see this or not, but
go a little bit closer to the camera.
That's black. Oh, there we go. That's black mold on the air register. And that was in that unit. It was, the whole unit was that way.
Wow.
So I did some research. I flew to several different cities, met with several different manufacturers, finally settled on the company that I use. What we have is it has a 50-foot hose with a cable that runs through the middle. At the end of the cable is a brush. And let's say that the air conditioning duct is a 10-inch duct. We use a 12-inch brush. And that travels through there at about 1,200, 1,250 RPM and scrapes everything unbelievably clean. Now you were asking earlier about condos. If you look at the ones marked in yellow,
Mm-hmm.
those are only 3 years old, and that's black mold. That's a brand new condo project here in Rocky Point. It's not due to any effective construction. It's just due because they're right on the ocean, and the vents have never been cleaned down here. And so since they've not been cleaned, they have the dirt, debris, construction materials that absorb the moisture from the humidity, and then that just fuels to the growth of black mold.
And how often, so say you buy your place and you get everything cleaned out, how long should you wait till the next time?
Well, depending on how much it's being used, but you should be able to go 8 to 10 years.
Okay.
You know, I mean, if it's used a lot, and that's also due to, do you keep your air filters clean? Air filters need to be cleaned depending on the use of the unit. If you rent it out a lot, every 30 days.
Okay.
If not, every 60 days. Because after a while, the dirt starts getting through and it builds up again. But if you keep your maintenance up on your filters, and you keep your coils in your condensing unit on the roof or in the storage rooms, you can go a lot longer.
And where's the best place to buy air filters here?
You know, there's not any one place, because we replace most of the filters if the people don't already have them. And sometimes I got to go to 3 or 4 stores to find the right size.
Okay.
Nobody seems to carry the correct size down here. I was just in Phoenix over the weekend and tried to pick up some filters that I couldn't find down here. I couldn't find them in the States either. So if that happens, then I have a company that custom makes a metal filter with a blue fiber that's reusable. So you just buy it once and then you take it out, rinse it, dry it, put it back.
That's
So,
nice.
and the people that go out and buy these very, very expensive air filters from Home Depot, Lowe's, they're just wasting their time. They're wasting their money.
Okay.
It's actually, according to the air conditioning guys that I know in Phoenix, it's better to use the cheaper filters. Change them every 30 days.
Gotcha.
Because you can get 5 of them for like $8. Otherwise, you buy one for $30. And so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, of course. So I'm sure once you were, setting this business up of yours that's connected to your home inspection company, you did a lot of research on, the health issues or what can potentially happen if you have black mold. Can you share with us any of that?
Yes. Black mold is responsible for lung cancer, nerve disorder. They're saying that it's even, has to do with memory loss. So there's a lot of side effects to black mold. And the more you breathe, the worse off. So you want to get them clean as soon as possible. I was looking around. I thought I had some of my stickers, but I don't see any right here. We have stickers once we clean a unit, and we fog it, because we'll fog it with 100% biodegradable plant-based material or solution that kills the dust mites. It helps to just coat the system so that it doesn't get as dirty as quick, or black mold to come back as quick. Then we put a sticker on the inside of the electrical box, certified clean air by Clean It For You, and we have the date. So that way people can look and see, let's say they sold the unit 5 years ago. Somebody else can come in and say, oh, we haven't had the air conditioning vents and ductwork cleaned since 2000 or 2020. Mm-hmm. And so they go ahead and get it done.
What is the cost of home inspection, and what is the cost of cleaning out the vents?
Well, the cost for home inspection varies by size, whether there's pools, jacuzzis, casitas, you know, a lot of different factors, but anywhere from 300 to 700.
Mhm.
I did do a house out in Las Conchas that was 9,000 square feet or 8,500 square feet, something like that. Of course, the cost went up on that, and the owner understood. He said, you know, you're going to be here 2 days versus 1 day.
Right.
So, as far as the vent cleaning, we charge $50 a vent. In the States, some of the companies up there say we'll clean your vent for $90. And I had them come out to one of my rental houses in the Phoenix area, and I'd already looked at the system with my camera from down here, and there was no black mold. And once he got there, he kept going, ooh, ooh. You have lots and lots of mold up there, and your price is I think it was $165 a vent. And I said, what happened to the $90 or $99 to clean my system? He goes, no, you didn't quite catch that. We will clean your vent for $90 or $99. So that meant one vent. We just charge $50 a vent. We do not charge for the fogging solution. And also we do not upcharge you if there's mold. It's just my guys put on their respirators and their goggles and their earplugs and go to work.
Okay.
And if we do find mold, we ask the people to leave, just because friable mold is very harmful to your health.
Mm-hmm.
And so they leave, and then they come back 3 or 4 hours later and love the scent of lemongrass, which is what the scent is that we use when we're fogging the system.
Okay. Nice. I love that smell.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it doesn't stay for long. It stays for 3 or 4 or 5 days. But we had one couple over at Princessa that said they were getting cockroaches out of their vents. Well, with the camera, we were able to see why, because there was a separation in the vent where the 2 vents came together. And so we were able to fix that for them. Now, if we find something with the camera that my guys can't reach to fix, what we can do is we can put a mark on the ceiling right below where the damage is. Then they can call a contractor, and the contractor can then know exactly where he has to cut the drywall to fix it, instead of taking out the whole piece of drywall and then making a lot bigger mess. And so far, we've been just a couple inches off.
Oh, that's great. So thank you for sharing all your information this morning. I'm sure everyone found it very informative. We are going to post your contact information and website and those photos if you'd like me to.
Okay.
Offhand, if someone wants their vents cleaned or they want to have more questions about a home inspection, how do they reach you?
They can reach me by phone. They can reach me by email, or they can ask questions on the websites.
Okay.
I carry my phone wherever I go and answer it all the time. As far as cleaning right now, we're booked out until about February 27th, February 28th. And then we're opening up. There is a large project that is wanting us to go through and clean the vents as they finish, remodeling units. Just for the fact that a lot of the contractors will, I don't know if it's a joke to them or what, but they'll throw beer cans, beer bottles, clothing up in there, insulation, construction equipment, and they want to get all that out.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, well, that's good news. And as far as the real estate market goes in Rocky Point, we are noticing that there's been an uptick in activity. So I'm anticipating a very, very busy quarter, same as you.
Yep, absolutely. With what's been going on around the world, things kind of slowed down a little bit, but everybody's finally settling down, and the holidays are over. So I expect the next quarter is going to go crazy.
For sure. Thanks again, Robert. I'm sure
Well, thank you very much.
have a wonderful afternoon in paradise.
Loretta, you do the same, and thank you for interviewing.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.